Alright, that song is stuck in my head, but yes, welcome to... Fuck, this battery is dying. I'm gonna retake this.
Lifting weights is a way of life. It's a central focal point of my life. You know, I don't want to sound cliche or you know, cheesy or anything like that, but really, if I did not have weight training, I'm sure I would have certain issues that I need to deal with in another way. In other words, weight training really is like a therapy for me. For me, weights is, I have to do it. It's a good way to prevent stress. There's that feeling of satisfaction of lifting a heavy weight, you know, a personal best maybe, just a great set where you get that feeling, the endorphins rush, muscle pump. All of those things are real, you know, daily, you can get that daily feeling of accomplishment just by going to the gym. So for me, it's a real big thing in my life to have that there.
Okay, round two. Welcome YouTube to Project 1229 Prep Science or Destination Dallas. Actually, you know what? I don't actually think Worlds is in Dallas. I think he's in LA this year, but I'm just gonna call it that. But anyway, welcome to the prep files. So I'll be taking you through the behind the scenes of basically what my prep is going to be like, or what prep is like for a drug-free competitor. I'll take you through the ins and outs, all the small changes that, you know, I do make in regards to training, nutrition, the whole shebang. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the series. So where shall we start? Let's start with the goals and the expectations, and let's work backwards from that, because that's kind of how I prep all of my clients. For me, the ultimate goal really here is to reach Worlds, and that, depending on the world situation, and obviously if I qualify, if I reach it, great. If I don't, I'm likely not going to shed a tear or, you know, lose sleep over it. It's definitely a goal in time. Whether it happens in the immediate future or later down the line, that's definitely what I would like to qualify for. But really, my main focus this year would be just simply to win a qualifier. So not something that I've actually managed to do yet. I came close in my contest season in 2019, but it's definitely on the cards and something I'd like to do. You know, then place amongst potentially the top 5 in the British. It's going to be a stacked year this year. There's a lot of people who didn't compete the year before due to COVID, but you know, this is just going to mean that those who do win a show this year will truly deserve it, and there's going to be a lot of people to compete against this year, so it's going to be highly competitive. Excited for that. Hopefully people don't pull out and embrace prep when it does come, and understand that, you know, last year it still happened, and that was probably when it was the worst with the situation. People didn't know what it was going to be like, didn't know if the qualifiers were going to be on, if competition was going to be on. I think we're in a good chance, and it's probably highly likely that the competitions will still be running this year. And I guess overall, to do that, it's going to take me up to about 40 weeks of dieting. So yeah, I know some are going to say, oh, wow, you know, 40 weeks of dieting, that's really long. And you know, the biggest mistake that I made in 2019 was really not giving myself enough time.
For those asking, yes, it isn't that cold, but when you're dropping down to contest prep, stage leanness, your body stops producing heat to save energy.
You know, I went from 86 kilos down to 75 kilos in about 16 weeks, which really hurt me, man. It really almost killed me, if I'm truly honest. You know, I had a very aggressive rate of loss. I didn't have much food going in. I had super high amounts of cardio, which ultimately led to all the negative side effects of dieting coming up very, very fast and me not looking my best. In 2019, that was when I was probably the most food focused I've ever been in my whole life. So yeah, it wasn't a very good showing towards the second half of the year, and I never really, I guess, found my true potential that year because I was suffering more from, you know, adherence issues over anything else. So hopefully under a new protocol, having a longer prep time is going to give me a better result. So if we compare this to tying your shoelace, so if I gave you 10 seconds to do it, you'd be rushed and likely it's not going to look very nice. Whereas if we had 1 minute to tie your shoelace, you're going to be less stressed, and you're likely going to tie that bow very nice, really pretty, and it's going to look real nice. So that's very similar to how bodybuilding is and how you tend to look. If you give yourself enough time, the end product's always going to look a little bit better. Rate of loss here is really key when it comes to prep. Ensuring that basically you've given yourself enough time to diet is probably, my number one advice for anyone looking to prep, but also anyone really looking to lose any fat. Just because your body did it in 10 weeks doesn't mean that you can or you should. You both potentially had a different start position, a different look, and your rate of loss has to reflect that too. If we have a look at my start point of prep this year versus start point of prep in 2019, there's massive differences. And funny enough, I'm actually heavier this year than 2019, and I'm also leaner. So this is a really great sign that I've made huge amounts of progress. I always find it funny when you look back at pictures and you think, damn, I actually used to walk around like that, and people let me walk around like that. Considering that was after, a good holiday in Disneyland in October, it wasn't such a bad start point, I guess. But if I compare it to my start point this year, it's definitely a huge difference between the two. And I guess considering that I would say 40 to 50% of my off season has been done during lockdown, I'm pretty happy with the amount of progress that I've managed to make. Training from my house with just a set of dumbbells, a makeshift lat pull down from a climbing pulley, and a bit of a hoodie rope, maybe even this hoodie because I'm missing the string, a chin up bar, and some bands. I'm very happy with how the progress has been made, and I'm confident to see out prep, even if it means, the remainder of it's going to have to come from the house and the dumbbells and the pulleys. I think many are worried about looking their best and then not wanting to compete because of that. But the truth is, you're never really going to have a perfect prep. There's never going to be a perfect, time. There's never going to be a perfect time to diet. There's never going to be a really nice clear run because preps are so long. And if you wait for the perfect time to prep or to diet, you're honestly never going to compete. So fast forward to the start of my prep in December the 7th. My initial starting protocols were 2,500 calories, training 4 to 5 times a week, 5,000 steps, and no additional cardio. So steps just being the only cardio that I would need to do. So some people are going to say, oh, that's really high in calories. And then, others are going to say, whoa, that's really low in calories. But the truth is, you don't get any more points if you're doing more cardio. You don't get brownie points for that. The judges don't award you for that. And the judge is not going to reward you if you ate more food to start with. And it's more about getting the result. And this is why everyone's calories are different and unique to themselves. And there's no point in copying somebody else's diet because it may not work for you. Some people might have to do more cardio to get in that same shape, and other people might have to have less food. It just depends on the individual. So yeah, if you're planning on copying what I'm gonna do, it may not work for you. And after 2 weeks, we implemented a back-to-back refeed of 2,900 calories. Honestly, do I need a refeed so early on? Probably not, but the data from the refeeds are really key. So they're key in regards to, they help to determine your maintenance calories. So, and also how your body actually responds to more food, which later down the line can be very useful data. It can be useful data in terms of, it can be key for your peak week, so you know how much that you can load and how your body looks and how it responds to it. I guess right now it's been about 5 weeks of dieting so far, and we've only just started to make that first change. So the goal or the game plan was really to reach, 84 kilos by January the 4th. But I guess, I was a little bit behind. Not because I haven't been adherent, just because life just happens. Your body just doesn't respond in that same way, maybe what the numbers predict on paper. And that's why having such a long period of time to prep is important, so you can allow for these shifts in body weight or shifts in the numbers. We've decreased calories by 200 calories each day, and that's including the refeed as well. So now calories are around 2,300 every day, and then the back-to-back refeeds are at 2,700 calories, and steps has now increased up to 7,000, so up 2,000 each day. This isn't nothing huge, and it's not really that, I guess, detrimental to me at this moment in time. It's not that intrusive, but it's really there just to allow me to pick up the speed a little bit more and to really catch up with that rate of loss that we predicted along the journey. But overall, that's pretty much it, man. That's the journey so far, and I'll keep you updated with basically what's been happening along the way. I think I just said that really Chinese. That's what I've been happening along the way. Anyway, otherwise, that's the journey so far. That's my start point. Thanks for watching. It is what it is. Peace.